So I just finished trying out the Apple Vision Pro. If you want to hear some truly unfiltered thoughts on what it's like to use this thing, watch this video because you might be surprised by what I have to say. First important caveat here is I haven't really thoroughly tested the other VR AR headsets on the market. I don't really play much games, and I'm not a big media consumer. I don't watch much movies or TV, and those are the main use cases for these things, so I haven't really been into them. One of the things I have been into the idea of, though, is using it as a productivity tool. For example, when I'm working from home, I want to be able to move from my desk to my bed to my kitchen and grabbing a snack while still having my monitor and all my messages there to keep an eye on them at all times. And Apple Vision Pro promises this in its marketing, so this is the main thing I was kind of going into wanting to test. So the first thing you notice when you put the thing on is it's just like a pass-through, and you're pretty much looking at a video feed of everything around you. But the thing is, it's so like scarily real. One of the things that really like messed with my head is when I was looking at somebody, I felt like I was making eye contact with them, and it was kind of like this surreal experience where like I felt that I was in the room with the person, but like I realized on the other side of that might be a little bit dystopian because I'm wearing this headset. But weirdness aside, it was only weird because the immersion was so real. So I walked around the room a little bit and I didn't feel like dizzy and groggy like I had with other VR headsets before, so that was a really good sign. Then what I did was started like interacting with it. I brought up like the app drawer thing, and the way you do it is you like look at the thing with your eyes and you tap your fingers like this to click. And it is like the most intuitive experience. They have a little demo for you to like test it out, but it literally takes 30 seconds and you feel like you know how to go about it. Like I would trust parents, grandparents to be able to do it and just figure it out. I can't describe how intuitive it is. It's almost insane. So after that, I did some pretty boring stuff, just learning how to like navigate it. You open up apps and like move some windows around, but you're pretty much like just looking at pictures. You could X things out, move windows around you just like you would on a Mac. Again, pretty standard stuff. Once I got a feel for it, I jumped into the productivity stuff, and this is where things started getting pretty cool. So there's pretty much a computer in the headset itself. It has like a Mac M chip inside it, and then what you could do is like walk up to a keyboard. The headset could recognize the keyboard, and they just had like a regular Mac keyboard on the table, and it like automatically recognizes it and connects. And what you're pretty much sitting in front of is a huge monitor that you could like move around the space. You could have other windows all around you. Mind you, the background is still the real world, so you don't feel like enclosed in this thing. And it's so hard to describe, but it felt so natural. Like sitting back on the couch, typing, looking up at the display, looking around you while still having the world around you, being able to move it out of the way if you wanted to like watch the TV in front of you. I can already picture me using it in the real world where I'm like sitting at my desk, I have my display there in front of me, then I go to grab a coffee and I'll like bring it with me just to keep an eye on like my Slack messages or whatever, keep that on the side, then walk over to the couch and bring it with me. It was just so insanely natural. It was no different, if not better, than working on my actual desktop setup. At that point, I pretty much decided I was going to buy one just for that, because like I said, I was pretty bullish on that use case, but I kind of just stuck around for all the other media type stuff. Again, not really into media or games, so I wasn't ready to be impressed. Went into a game, and this is the first time I had something like fully immersive, like what you think of when you think of normal VR, to where like the real world around me totally went away. You look around, it all reacts. Again, this was a more familiar experience and wasn't really any different than what I saw on like the Oculus when I've used it before. The game was pretty simple. You just like select things on the screen, you hit the targets. Again, nothing too crazy. I wasn't crazy impressed by it or anything, but it was cool. But one thing that absolutely blew my socks off, and arguably my favorite part about the whole thing, was the audio experience. So you don't have to wear headphones or anything on this thing, and this might not be unique to the Vision Pro, but like it was playing what felt like surround sound. It felt like I had like full headphones on, or I was sitting in like this padded room with speakers everywhere. And like I was so confused when the sound first started playing for the game, because I thought they were tricking me. Like I had to ask the person there, I was like, hey, is this like some weird demo where you have a surround sound in the room? And they're like, no. And honestly, if it wasn't Apple and they weren't such a trustworthy company and it was another company showing me this headset, I would have thought that they were messing with me and that there was like a surround sound system in the room and they were just doing it to market the product. But like the way the headset projects audio without needing headphones in is like bizarre. I can't describe it. They also said, and I wasn't able to verify this, that even though it sounds super loud to me, because it's directed so specifically into your ears, if somebody's like sitting beside you, it's actually not that loud. Like obviously they can still hear it, but it's not blaring loud, and it's tolerable to people around you if you're using a headset in this way. Now you could connect headphones to it, but I really like this experience is so good, because I think one of the biggest fears of having a headset like this that is so immersive and you could wear all day is like the people around you are just going to lose you. They're not going to be able to communicate with you. I think at the very least, like if I was wearing this around all day and I went to check in on my girlfriend or whatever, at least she would be able to talk to me because my ears are open and I'm still getting a immersive audio experience. Like if you were to put in AirPods, you're going to be totally isolated from the outside world. Anyway, I'll move on from the audio stuff, but like I just want to emphasize how crazy of an experience that was and how much it wasn't something I was even remotely expecting to be blown away by, but it blew my socks off. After the game was done, I tried some like standard media stuff and I wasn't expecting to really be impressed. Again, you're able to like pretty much pull up a YouTube video. You could either put the video in your real world and just have it as a display, or like watch it in a theater where it's on a big screen and everything's blocked out around you. Both those experiences were good. But there's a different type of video you can watch in VR where you're like fully immersed in it. And Apple has like some special cameras that they drop to shoot this stuff. And we saw some footage and like, again, I'm not into media and stuff, but it was pretty moving. Like seeing things like kids and people up close and like with the audio experience. I don't know how to describe it, but all I know is that I was really not expecting, and I thought it would be impossible for me to be impressed by anything media, but like I was moved. Like it was almost emotional. Maybe there is some novelty to it and would wear off after a while, but like, especially if you don't have any experience in VR, the media consumption experience is next level. I think the only real problem is going to be the library. Like if you're in VR AR just for the media consumption, obviously with the Vision Pro being so early in its kind of development cycle, there might not be enough out there for you to enjoy. Anyway, overall, I was really, really blown away. I had pretty high expectations for like the productivity stuff, and that was amazing. It blew me out of the water. And then, like I said, I didn't really even expect to consider all of the media stuff, but that really blew me away. And then the audio thing, I just think it's a really cool device. It felt great on my head. I'm definitely going to be getting one to test it out. I want to see if I could actually integrate it in my workflow and not just have it as this novelty device, but wear it around the house, wear it 9 to 5, wear it for all my meetings. I don't know if that's going to be practical, but I think from what I saw, it's definitely got the potential to do so. Also, with how ingrained in the Apple ecosystem I think I am a really good candidate to test this. If you were to use this as a standalone device, I think it's really reliant on you having access to like all those iCloud apps. So definitely not going to be something for everybody, but I think I am the perfect candidate to actually use this thing. So I'm going to give it a shot. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments there. I'm really excited to cover this thing just because it's different, right? Different class of device, something I'm excited to give a genuine opinion on. If you have any questions or anything, let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I also realized that was probably really, really long. Sorry.